Danica McKellar has had an incredible career as an actress, mathematician, author, and more. She started out as a youngster, winning over audiences everywhere with her sweet and confident portrayal of Winnie Cooper on the seminal show The Wonder Years. And yet, as she reached college age, she discovered she wanted to take a different path. She quit acting and focused strictly on her goals of being a world-class mathematician, and she soon succeeded at that as well. Later on, she returned to acting and has added in things like writing into her bag of tricks as well. She's a published author, a mom, a fitness instructor, and even has a famous math theorem named after her. She can do it all. Join us as Facts First presents The Wonder Years as Danica McKellar quit acting to start a different career. Danica's son got the scoop. Recently, Danica was interviewed by E.T. on the topic of why she left Hollywood as a youngster and focused on mathematics. This wouldn't have been that notable of an interview had it not been for one small tweak. The interviewer was none other than Danica's son, Draco. Draco, at age 11, is curious as to why his mom gave up the spotlight to focus on her education. He also wondered what it was like being around his same age and being on the set of a major TV show every day. And since her son was the one asking, Danica was very forthcoming about both topics. She told him her biggest memory of being on set was the complexity of trying to act every day, yet also complete her schoolwork at the same time. She remembers having to constantly jump back and forth from the set to the school trailer. It wasn't an easy thing to balance, but she managed. Why she left Hollywood. McKellar told her son Draco that her experience at UCLA played a big role in why she decided to stop acting and focus on math. She said that since she was so famous because of her role on The Wonder Years, she was constantly getting recognized on campus. People would come up to her many times a day and remark on how much they liked her character, or to simply shout, "Hey Winnie." And while she appreciated the fandom, she felt like she couldn't avoid it. And since she was at school to learn and study, it was getting in the way of her academic goals. She told Draco she decided it was important to find value in her life that was separate from her role as Winnie Cooper. And since she discovered she was basically a math genius, it made sense to shift her focus to that. The decision was certainly the right one for Danica, but at the same time, she told Draco that she'll respect and support any career decisions he makes, and that includes following in her footsteps and becoming an actor. Her childhood crush was Michael J. Fox. There were certainly many kids who watched The Wonder Years growing up and had a crush on Danica McKellar. Of course, most of these kids likely thought of her strictly as Winnie Cooper, and the odds of any of those kids actually seeing McKellar in real life was pretty slim. But apparently, Danica's childhood crush was on none other than 1980s heartthrob Michael J. Fox. She once told Us Weekly that she was completely in love with Fox when she was a kid. But growing up in the LA area can have its perks, as McKellar found out one morning on the way to school. She said that as her mom took her and her sister to school, a Mercedes pulled up behind them at a light. Her mom told the two girls to turn around and look who was in the car, and the girls squealed with delight as they realized it was Alex P. Keaton himself, Michael J. Fox. And today, this event remains a core memory for Danica, and she says she can still remember precisely how he looked in that moment. She also said he was very polite, despite the gawking and screaming girls in front of him. Reportedly, Michael simply smiled and waved, but also looked down like he was a little shy and embarrassed about being recognized. Her first kiss. Everyone remembers their first kiss, and for most people, it's a private moment shared with only one other person. But this wasn't the case for Danica McKellar. At age 11, her character Winnie was tasked with kissing Kevin Arnold, aka Fred Savage, on the pilot episode of The Wonder Years. While this wouldn't have been a big deal for veteran and older actors, it was certainly a big moment for McKellar. Up until that point, she'd never kissed anyone romantically. And instead of being a private moment, it happened in front of a huge film crew, and then was shown to millions of people. McKellar admits to being very nervous about the whole situation. She also says she assumes she wasn't very good at it back then, though who could blame her, especially in that scenario. Danica recalls the crew tried to make the situation better by being supportive. After they got several takes of the kiss, everyone erupted into applause for the two young actors. But Danica didn't feel the warmth of the moment. Instead, she felt even more embarrassed and reminded that a huge group of adults was watching her first kiss. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Dancing with the Stars. Danica was a fan favorite when she competed in Dancing with the Stars' 18th season, but her time on the show was cut short due to an injury she received in rehearsal. At one point during filming, she posted a tweet with some unfortunate news. She told her followers she had had a mishap during rehearsal and broken her ribs. She asked her fans for their support and prayers. You might expect that Danica immediately told the producers that she'd be unavailable to continue appearing on the show, yet she decided to keep competing. She and her dance partner on the show, Val Chmerkovskiy, Wachowski rearranged some of their choreography to compensate for her rib injury. Yet McKellar insisted Val not dial things back too much. They had come so far in the show that they didn't want to simplify their dance moves to the point where they didn't impress the judges at all. Yet they couldn't keep it too intense or she'd be in too much pain. Ultimately, they did their best, but were eliminated from the show soon after the injury. McKellar took the elimination in stride, though, claiming it was an intensely fun and rewarding experience regardless of how it ended. She also pointed out that on the show, you don't know when you'll be let go, so you have to live in the moment, something she said was a good lesson for life as well. She's a highly successful author. Danica is known for being a talented actress and brilliant mathematician, but did you know she's also a successful published author? She's authored several books aimed at kids that seek to make studying math more accessible and fun. Some of these books are geared towards the younger sets, such as Goodnight Numbers and Bath Time, Math Time. Others skew a little older and try to convince tweens and teens that math is cool and worthwhile. These include titles like Kiss My Math and Math Doesn't Suck. A big part of her goal with these books is to get rid of the stigma that math is somehow a scary topic or too hard for the average kid. She particularly aims her writing at young girls, hoping to reverse the long history of girls being taught that math was more of a male subject. She likes the fact that with books, she can potentially reach a huge audience of kids all around the world. And her writing ended up getting her an acting and executive producing gig. This happened after one of her books was chosen to be a part of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. It's a program started by the legendary country music star that gives away free books to kids. When they chose one of Danica's books for the program, she decided she'd pitch Dolly on a movie idea. It was called Christmas at Dollywood. Dolly loved the concept and the movie was made for Hallmark not long after. Both women starred in it, with Danica playing the lead and Dolly appearing as herself. Now it's time to hear from you. Can you think of other famous actors who have also achieved success in completely different fields? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined FactsVerse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of FactsVerse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from FactsVerse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99.